Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening and welcome to Ground Zero Everyday Leaders. This is the 21st episode of the show that we host. We bring to you leaders on the ground who contributed in their own little ways in empowering the world around them. Today, I have a guest who is a very, very close friend of mine, a buddy who grew with me during school, but I only became very close to him probably around the eighth standard onwards, and we became good pals after that. And nothing has stopped since. Allow me to introduce my very close friend from school, Naavin Rao. Naavin, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Alan. Thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure moment to be on this show.
Well, the guests should know that, if at all there's anyone who taught me that 2 plus 2 is 4, it's you. Because before that, I always thought 2 plus 2 was 5. Uh, and the little maths that I know, besides the tuitions that I attended, I probably picked it up from you, and you know why I say that. So let's not get into those secrets. We'll dive into the interview straight away. You've been a rock star on the field. You've been an example for most of the classmates who have been growing with you. We look up to you as a great leader, and this particular show is exceptionally for leaders such as you, because it's all about learning, and the best form that I can describe Naavin to you audience is humility. If there's any person that I can relate humility to a person attached to them or him or her, it is Naavin for me. So humility is the form of all virtues, and Naavin, you carry most of those virtues. So I really am blessed to have a friend like you. Naavin, for the sake of the audience, you have to tell us a little bit about, how your early days were, and how did life shape for you right from the beginning to what you are today.
Yeah, thank you, Alan. Thank you for the sweet words. So coming back to my early life, I am from Mangalore. So originally born in a place called Virajpet from Coorg. And after that, my father had settled in Goa since 1970s. He was working for a company called MMTC. So initially we were staying near Junta quarters in Baina, and then we built a house near the Baina church, and that's where I've been living for the past maybe you can say 45, 46 years. So initially I joined St. Joseph's Institute, and that's where I think we have come in touch with my old friends. Then my 11th and 12th was from MES College, and engineering from Goa Engineering College. So for most of my life I've been in Goa, right from birth to the work. And I think it was just a moderate life in the beginning. We were from a normal middle class family, blessed to have parents who gave whatever was required early childhood and never stopped me from doing anything. So that was a good support which I had received from my family. And then yes, as we grew, we came in contact with some good friends who had changed my life a little bit. And then schools, we had friends near the house playing the regular cricket. And then after, I think initially we used to play cricket only near my house, and that's when I was not very much in contact with you all. And like you rightly said, after 8th or 9th, then we started coming to a different place, and that's where we grew up together, playing a different kind of cricket at a different place. So
Right.
this was just about my early life, and a little bit of about my childhood, I should say.
Fantastic. Well, lots of memories come to mind when you relate that particular introduction of yourself. And I can attach a lot of those memories to myself as well, growing up with the same bunch of people and classmates and fellow mates alongside us. And I can never forget my frequent visits to your beautiful house and your beautiful family, which are always very hospitable. And even till date, you carry the same legacy of welcoming people. So it's wonderful to be a part of this journey with you, Naavin. You spoke about engineering, and when I relate to engineers, I often tell people that they are the ones who turn coffee to buildings. literally. So why engineering, Naveen? You could be a great doctor, I thought, with all that, things that you carry and your personality you are. Why engineering? I never asked you this question.
Especially in engineering, electrical was the field which I was more interested right from the beginning. Okay, I was I'll say not fascinated, but then I had more inclination or interest towards electrical side of the thing. So it was not to be biology. So biology was not my cup of tea. So that's how then
Or coffee?
not cup of coffee. So the next what was the interest is I mean for electrical, then we started inclining towards the engineering side. That's how it was. And that's why even after the 12th, although at that time I could have got either computer science or electronics with whatever marks I had got. And I mean, electrical was one branch where they used to not right in the beginning, and I was one of them who had actually chosen for the electrical field only because of my choice, or because of my interest towards the electrical, and that's how I landed into electrical engineering.
Right. Well, I never knew that you probably had a lab in your own house and playing with wires. I never saw those wires out in your house. And probably that's why, maybe because you had that fascination towards electrical engineering, you had all those hidden behind the walls. So it makes sense. So Naveen, you expressed, or you have already relayed as to why you chose engineering, and engineers do turn dreams to reality, they say, and I know you are on your way turning a lot of your dreams into reality. Most recently, congratulations to the beautiful house you built for your family. And but the journey also starts when I've seen engineers working in the Gulf, and though I don't come from an engineering background, I've got a lot of colleagues who are engineers working with me, and I see the struggles. I mean, they come in fresh out of the graduation program. They really struggle because I know the struggles they put in their academics, but that translates to when they come to work as well. And life is not easy when it starts when they start their career in real life, real world. Motivated you to go to work every day? I mean, from the time you completed your engineering studies, well, for a brilliant person such as you, it wouldn't be that difficult to have completed that program, I'm sure. But I still have to ask you the question: what motivated you to go to work every day?
So I think I'll put it this way. Right in the beginning, when I had joined Crompton Greaves, I was directly put into the shop floor, and that's how I got into the production directly, I should say. And that's where I learned a little bit of what how the production actually happens, what are the problems faced in the shop floor, and how do you overcome those things in a bigger company. And even later on, then when I joined Marine Electricals, I think somewhere in 2000, I was in the production as a production engineer. And at that time, what was driving is to learn the new things, or things like, okay, how every day we see that, okay, something is different. How do you manufacture this product? How do you manufacture the next product? And while manufacturing, what are the problems faced, and how do you solve those problems? The urge to understand that and ensure that the same problems are not repeated the next day, I think that was the thing which was important for us at that particular time. And as time passed by, then we started getting more and more people. Then it was a different kind of a thing. The urge was to again understand ki how do you improve, how do you improvise on the things, and look to see that how, I mean, what is the difference that you make to the shop floor, or you make to the company as a person. And that was more of a urge to understand and be a difference in the particular company. And that was what was the driving force, I should say, the motivation required to ensure that everything goes on smoothly, and we ensure that there is no blockades and all those things. I mean, those are the normal things, I think, which everyone is looking forward. But the urge to learn the new things and understand how to improve, that was the thing.
Well, from being a person on the floor, the shop floor, to to now leading entire setup. Well, for the sake of the audience, again, Naavin is the general manager of Marine Electricals out of Verna in Goa. So, leading the team, Naavin, and it must have been a huge responsibility coming your way. And of course, you did mention that it was a subsequent growth. It was a growth path in your career. But tell us more about that responsibility of being a leader in the on the shop floor now.
Yeah, I think I should thank God for that. God has been very kind to me. And then I would like to thank actually the founder of Marine Electricals, who is no longer there, who had actually got me to Marine Electricals, the owner of Marine Electricals. And then thank our present directors. Actually, they were the persons who actually believed in me, I think, and gave me opportunity to handle new areas and new things every time. And that was I mean, belief, or which was which added to the responsibility, which added into me that yes, that belief is there, so that belief or that responsibility should not be broken. So I think I started my journey with Marine Electricals in January 2000, when the operations in Goa was started. And at that time, uh, we started with a turnover maybe about 1 crore. And after that, our present directors, they have expanded a lot. And today, our manufacturing, only the electrical panel manufacturing from Goa is about 300 crores. That's what 300 to 325 crores what we crossed this year. And as a group, Marine Electricals, we have touched almost about 500 crores in for the Indian company. So that was a very pleasant journey, I should say. It's not only I mean, it was with the support of everyone. I mean, otherwise, reaching at this would not be just possible.
When you talk about leaders, I relate them as people who know the way, who go the way, and show the way. And you being a person who has been involved in the entire process to the point where you are today, handling multifaceted people, handling people from various cultures, from various sort of backgrounds, and also departments. That would have been a new challenge. I mean, then engineering takes a back seat, and it's the management part of you that comes in the front. So, how did that learning evolve in you, Naveen?
Yeah, for this, like what you rightly said, one is the engineering part of it, and then as you go more and more into the production or into the organization structure, it becomes more of management, and or it's a rather combination of management and the engineering part of it. So again, as I mentioned before, it would not be actually possible without the help of the entire team in the factory. You can only plan the things and I mean, what you can direct the things, but if the team is not supportive, it will just not be possible. So basically, it's the common management lessons what we learn. The most important one, the 3 M's, what we say. So we say it's in any company, the management only has 3 M's, that is man management, material management, and machine management. So these are the 3 things. And if it is understood in the right way, and if it is actually planned in the right way, so I think that is possible. So in any particular industry, we all know that process is the most important thing, and it's a key to the success. So every process in every department, that has to be studied and ensure that the process is set so that it's not totally man dependent, because man always tends to make mistakes. So process is one of the key to the success in any department. Similarly, like when I say man management, people will be coming from different cultures, different backgrounds, different states. So how they can be motivated and channelized to follow a particular defined process. I think that is what uh, any person has to actually understand. And once that is understood, then it becomes a very easy thing to actually get the work done in the company. And then the third thing is planning. That's what we believe in. If planning is proper, I think almost 60 to 70% of the work is done. And then we can avoid the last minute firefighting hassles and all those things. And it can at least pass more easily, or it can pass more fluently. That's the thing in any industry. That's what I believe.
Well, I had the pleasure, the privilege to have visited your facilities, and I definitely found, of course, the three M's that you just mentioned, and of course, the fourth M being marine electricals itself. But then you talked about precision, you talked about process, you talked about a lot of things there, and certainly all of those things can actually be visible when you visit your factory. Life lessons. I mean, we all have life lessons, but what are the key components that have formed you what you are, and what are those life lessons you would pick in your journey till date?
So like we said, I think life teaches a lot of things to us. It's only what we can take from it that is more important. So few of the points which I have taken from life, from the work life, family life, and whatever it is. I think first thing is patience. I think that is one of the keys. Don't expect any miracles to happen, but at the same time, try your best. Things will happen on its own when it has to happen, but never stop trying your best in whatever you do. Second most important thing I always keep saying is we need to be positive in all that we do. We need to look at positives in everything, and then believe that all that happens for the best. These are very nice wordings, but the most important thing is you start believing in it and start living in it. This is more important. Third thing which I have learned, or right, what I feel is to try and keep our cool as much as possible, not to get aggressive. Not to get too much, lose your patience on anything. So that can happen when you speak less and listen more. So that will help us also, I think, to take better decisions when you look around and come to the right decision at that particular time. Fourth thing I'll say, I think you need to actually know how to balance your life for work and family, and at the same time give time for a little bit of social, spiritual, and your personal areas. I think these are the few things which which has taught me in life to actually try and understand. That is more important to be followed in life.
One trait that I must learn from what you just said is speak less and listen more. I think I just do the opposite. I speak more and listen less. But anyway, something that I'm working towards. But yeah, well said, Naavin. I mean, again, anyone who would know you would actually resonate to all those things you just said. So absolutely, clear cut picture of what Naavin Rao is presented in what you just said. What would be your ultimate goal in life, Naavin? I mean, I know goals are far-fetched, goals are short-term, goals could be, defined in many ways. But if I had to ask you this question, and in this interview, how you would present your ultimate goal as, or what would be your ultimate goal?
Alan, actually, I believe in a little different thing. Actually, unfortunately, I don't have an ultimate goal. I actually believe that life is a journey, and I don't have an ultimate goal, but we can have milestones at every different stages in our life. This is what I actually think. Like 5 years back, I had a milestone that I should build a house. It was also there, like, okay, now next I'll have some milestone for my children. Okay, what should they be? Or how they can be made to stand up with their own fate. This is the second one. At the same time, in my work front, I'll have a milestone saying that, okay, 5 years down the line, this is what I expect the company to be. Or 10 years down the line, this is how. Then I have a milestone after retirement, like at the age of 60, what I should be. So do I have to retire by 60 or not retire by 60? So this is what I think, like, there's no ultimate goal, because it's actually, once you reach, if there is ultimate goal, then once I reach a particular goal, then I'll say, okay, then I have nothing more to do. I've achieved everything. So that's what I feel. To keep life is a journey, and we need to enjoy what we do at every moment of it, and that's the only way we can actually look forward to improvise ourselves every day and look for new things or learn new things as we enjoy our life. That's what is my take on that.
I have to ask you about picking up your favorite person who has taught you a lot of things in life. Who would that be?
I think you will say that I don't come to specific answers, but unfortunately, even for this thing, it's a difficult question where I don't really have one favorite person where I'll follow every. To follow actually. I have, a lot of, favorite people for different occasions or different activities and motivation. This is what I have actually learned. Some in the beginning of my life itself, I have created or changed my life to a greater extent. Some have actually helped me to grow. To where I am today. So I will never forget them in my life. And always when I look to these different people, I learn different things from them and see that try to understand how they have achieved that or why they have not been why they have achieved it and why I have not been able to learn it from them. These are the things I think which is very day to day things, but we forget these small things and don't look at it in the right way. So that's what it is for me from all these people. And books are anyway there, that is a different thing. But otherwise, from my day-to-day people only itself, I have learned a lot of things and try to get motivated from them itself.
Fantastic. I mean, I'll straight away jump to the next question because it relates to what you just said, and for many, you would come as one of the motivators in life as they listen to this. What would be your advice to the young audience listening, and especially the engineers, because you come from an engineering background? You can probably you have already been employing so many engineers working under you. What would be your advice to the young aspiring engineers out there?
Well, for the aspiring engineers, I think I will say that you need to have your basics right in the beginning itself. So it should not happen that in the beginning, what happens is everyone feels okay. First year of engineering, second year of engineering, it's just fun, and the basics are not taken so seriously. And then when you are in the third and fourth, then you start actually becoming serious. And when you are out of the engineering, some of them, what we have found nowadays is that their basics are not clear. That time, it's only for the sake of exam you keep learning it, and you don't understand the basics. And if that is not clear, it's like you don't know the simple tables of two or three and four, and then you have started looking at directly algebraic expressions, and that becomes a difficult thing. So I think this is what I would advise them, that keep your basics strong, and then once your basics are strong, it will anyway help you to grow in your life. Other than that, the same thing I'll advise what I have learned, lessons what I have learned, to be patient. The success will not come overnight, it will come in due course. Third is hard work. There is actually no success, or don't sorry there's no shortcut to success. You can't expect to just sit and sit in the AC office and just do the office work and say that okay, I need to jump. That's not actually possible. You need to actually understand the basics right from the beginning, and then with hard work it can easily help. Fourth is, I'll say, be positive. Look at all the positives all around. You need to believe that everything has its own positivities and negativities. So you need to identify the positives and start following them. That is really going to help a person to grow much faster actually. Apart from all above, be good individuals. I'm sure that everyone is going to be successful, but we need to keep our feet firm on the ground. Respect your parents, respect your elders, teachers, and don't forget the people who have helped you in your journey. I think these are the few things which the student should remember right in the beginning, and then the success, when it goes, it's going to be the journey is going to be a good one.
Well, I can't turn back the clock. If I could, then I could probably have done a little bit things differently if I had learned it, listened to this advice from you, Naveen. But anyway, wonderful, and I'm sure a lot of the young audience listening to this, especially the aspiring engineers, will pick a lot from the message that you just provided to us. We're talking about a show which has leadership as its forte, as its theme, and you can present it the way you like, but the question is more pertaining to your view about teamwork, leadership, motivation. How do you define leadership overall, Naveen?
Okay, I'll start with the teamwork. I firmly believe that teamwork is a most important factor actually to achieve success in any kind of any activity or any in an organization. It may be a small activity, it may be a larger activity, but it's not. I mean, no one can believe or no one should believe that anyone can do it single-handedly. It is actually not possible. It's only the team that wins eventually. It's not a person, except in a sport, a single sport like badminton or the tennis or
True.
for that matter. But otherwise, it's the team that wins, and unless the everyone works in that team, I mean, the weakest chain link will be the one which will define the strength of the team. I think that's what everyone needs to understand, and that's how it will go by. And as far as leadership is concerned, I mean, it's in simple words, I will say any person who can take a decision independently for a family, for a group or organization is a leader. Now, what kind of a leader he is, it depends on what are the additional qualities which he can learn as he is, I mean, as he progresses in life, or based on the experience what he has had in the past. So the leaders have learned from experience, some have got trained officially, some have got motivated, or different ways of learning. But again, coming to that, leaders, and I say, I think learning is one of the most important qualities which is required in a leader. He needs to learn from everything which is there around him. It can never stop learning in life. It may be I mean, it may be right from the smallest thing or from the person who is there in the shop floor to learning from looking at the person around him, looking at motivational paper, reading books, or whatever. That's the only way he can become a better person and a better leader than yesterday. It's leaders. I mean, I feel good leaders always think that, okay, how was he today, and uh, between today and tomorrow, what is the difference, or what has made him a better person tomorrow rather than today. Last thing is, I think it's the self-discipline which needs to be maintained by that particular person. Because once he maintains the self-discipline, then only he can actually lead by example and ensure that others are actually looking up to him, or look at him and then go ahead in life. These are a few things which I think is important.
Yeah, thank you for listing out your kind of definition of leadership, because every person I speak to has a new flavor added when you talk about leadership. And of course, I mean, the common essence is there, but how you arrive at that definition is something new and interesting every time I listen to a person speak about it. Uh, I'm not even sure, Naveen, that I know what leisure or activity you are kind of interested these days. Probably during our college days and school days, I knew. But now, what drives you, and what's your sort of, besides meeting friends, which we often do, uh, what is the leisure or activity that you indulge yourself into?
Uh, not much, but yes, I think music has been one of my favorite leisure activities. So I love to listen to old Bollywood music, write songs from like Kishore Kumar or Lata, and those things kind of thing. So every time you'll find in my car also, whenever we move around, the music will be going continuously. And I have a collection of maybe 1,000 songs or chords for the old music. So that's one thing which is one of my favorite, and I keep listening to it whenever I get some time. Other thing is movies. Movies has been one of my favorite time pass. So whenever I get a chance, I'll ensure that I see a movie now. Going to theater may not be practical nowadays, so we have option of even watching it on the mobile. So that's what I do for watching movie whenever I get some time. And sports, yes, cricket has been our favorite since the childhood days. That's why
True.
even now, whenever there's some tournament, IPL, World Cup, we keep following it as and when we get time. If it's not live continuously for those 20 overs or 50 overs, but the follow will be there on the on the mobile or somewhere else. I think that it's just because of the love for the game of cricket. That's it. So these are my few time passes.
Well, if you haven't been able to play an instrument, you and Rashmi have made sure that your kids do. And Pratik and Mansi have picked up a great talent playing music, which is fantastic. So I hope for many years of music from them, which is wonderful. It's always lovely to talk to you, Naveen. I mean, knowing you as a person, it's a blessing. Knowing you as an individual is, for anyone, I'm sure, comes as a great blessing as well, because you bring in, as I said in the beginning, a lot of humility in you, and that stands out the personality that you are. Life is full of humility, gratitude, intellectual curiosity, and one should never stop learning. And if I have to have those four things and attach it to you, it's there. You are that person. So many thanks for being a part of my life in particular, and also for people around you, our friends who also look up to you, and of course your own family, mom included, and my regards to them all. I mean, including Chetna's family. I've been so closely attached to your entire family that there's a lot of things. We have common friends in Pai uncle, and so many people around us, and this all comes as a flashback when we talk to each other. And I'm sure the same thing resonates when you look to me, and my family comes in mind to you as well. But yes, I mean, this is how life is. It's a beautiful life to live. I mean, we all are in this journey together. We all have our different directions and ways and paths and whatever, but ultimately it's all about joy and happiness and peace. And that's what we find when you talk to friends. And I found that, even though this was a formal interview, I found that peace and joy talking to you. And I wish you and your family the very best in life, Naveen. So, ladies and gentlemen, a person who has changed, a company from a 1 crore business to taking the company group to probably around, you said 300 crores today, Naveen? Did you say 300 crores?
Yeah, but that's not only me, brother. I've just been a part of the journey, I should say. So
I totally know what you're trying to say there. It is definitely you and your team, and then that, though, being a leader of that particular growth, or being a part of that leadership, is something that is quite commendable. So I applaud you for that, and the many achievements in life, the milestones that you have achieved all through your journey. So I would like to congratulate you for all those, and wishing you many, many more ahead.
thank you, Alan. It was wonderful talking to you and being a part of this particular program. It was very nice. Having this conversation after a very long time. Although it kind of an interview, but it didn't feel like an interview. It was just a conversation, I should say, with you. I also wish you all the best for your future and for all that you do in the leadership studio. You have also been one of the inspirations, I should say, for whatever you have been doing for the betterment of the society and for improving the leadership qualities for the little growing up students, and for whatever social causes you have been doing. I really, I don't know what to say. I really like that. So thank you, Alan. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Naveen. Thanks for those kind words. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you have, been indulging with us. Although we spoke as friends, you have been a part of, our journey, our listening into what we have just discussed and talked, and probably there's a lot of learning that we picked up from this episode tonight. Keep watching a lot of these episodes that come your way. We try and bring in leaders such as Naavin to this show because we believe that every leader has a message to give, and every leader's experience from the successes that they have achieved can change a lot of our lives too. So with that, I encourage you to subscribe to our channel, stay tuned, and stay connected. Thank you very much, and good night. And Naavin, thanks a lot.
I'm a testing manager. I've been associated with Marine for the last 4 years overall. Naveen sir is more of a guide for me rather than a boss. All the more difficult parts of my job, I get Naveen sir's support for it. Right now, Naveen sir is in charge of our Goa plant as well as Bombay. As a leader, I think it's doing really.
My name is Rupesh Lavande. In Marine Electrical, I am working as a quality lead. Since more than 1 year, I am associated with Mr. Naavin Rao. He is my reporting manager. The traits of leadership, whatever I have seen in Naavin sir, these are very amazing and fantastic. Actually, he is very cool mind. Whatever the issues we face and discuss with him, he never disappointed me till date. Every time he address the question, understand issues, and very politely and very smoothly give the solution for them. Again, I feel very good leadership in Mr. Naavin sir. That is a motivation. He always try to motivate their subordinates. He never behave like a boss. He always act like a leader. So this is very good quality I have found in Naavin sir.
My name is Ashish Pai. I work as Assistant Manager Accounts in this company. I am knowing Naavin sir past 8.5 years. About Naavin sir, he is a great package of leadership and he inspires us. And I have started my journey from accounts officer over here. Since then, he has been a very supportive person, a supportive leader, and he has backed up our abilities, and this is the reason I have reached the designation of Assistant Manager Accounts in such a very short period of time. The patience and the team building environment he creates amongst the rest of the employees is the best qualities, are the two best qualities I can select out of his multiple qualities which I know about him.
My name is Ashraf and I am handling HR and admin. I am working for around 8 months. I joined in August 2022. He is my GM. He is handling Unit 2 and Unit 3. We have 3 units in Goa. So he is also handling Goa unit as well as in Mumbai. So he is a good person and he supports in everything.
My name is Mansi Adhikari. I work as an HR executive in Marine Electricals. I know Naavin sir since 1.7 years. I think all the leadership skills, whatever a leader should have, that all skills Naavin sir has, the major is the responsibility, how he handles, how he take the initiative in improving others also with him. He tells, he explains, and he supports the way a leader should be. The major thing, the most I like about Naavin sir is the Naavin sir's attitude towards the people, how he preached towards the work. So that's the important thing which I like in Naavin sir.
And so it's pretty natural as to how Naavin carries himself, how people look up to him as a person who is humble, down to earth, and a person who is so accessible to talk to and to relay their issues and problems. And leaders such as Naavin are people who make a difference and whom the society very much needs. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Alan D'Souza signing off. Till we meet.